Welcome again to my channel. I'm JW, and today I would be giving an insight on the current happenings in the cryptocurrency world, and today I would be focusing on XRP. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more update. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Nick, as always, with your daily dose of cryptocurrency news and analysis. Today we'll be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of cryptocurrency. With that said, I hope everyone is having a beautiful day or night. I believe that everything is smooth sailing for our guys out there in the world. What do I mean by that? Well, listen, obviously, yes, we're going to be taking some profits over the course of the next few months, which is very exciting, and yes, we will be taking profits on XRP as well, so don't get that confused. Still, it's smooth sailing. For the next few years, why? Well, we know what's going to happen. Imagine being handed a lottery ticket and knowing you won't even need to watch, wait, or like most people will get very nervous, paranoid, excited, tense, or whatever. We literally have lottery tickets here, and let's put it that way, they're keys to wealth. Now, all we have to do is be patient. Does that mean we have to huddle them to, X amount of dollars? And we can't take any profits. Don't fall for that trap. As I mentioned earlier, we're taking profits this year, no matter what. However, over time, trillions and trillions of dollars will flow into this space in a regulated way through compliant networks and compliant names. Right now, I think there's only one project in this space, one digital asset that has legal clarity. The SEC is furious about it and is working to have it turned over, but guess what? The courts have cleared XRP, so once we have regulations and the SEC is out of our
moment, I believe that there's only one project in this space, one digital asset that has clarity in the courts. The SEC is pissed off about it. They're trying to get that turned over. But guess what? In the courts, XRP is cleared. And once we have regulations, and once the SEC is out of our way, there is nothing stopping the digital revolution. Now, with that in mind, let's actually talk about what I'm talking about, right? Let's get into it. Big shout out to Generation Infinity, great media company. They put out a post regarding this podcast from Ripple X Dev, and the quote here is, "Our vision is that we can make the XRP ledger the leading hub for real-world assets and stablecoins given Ripple's unique advantages." And this is with Axelar Network. The network that's building out institutional DeFi initiatives on the XRP ledger with the help of Ripple X Dev. They're fully focused on that. By the way, there has been a lot of great spaces and events happening where we do learn a little bit more regarding this. There's been a ton of great projects building that out on the XRP ledger now, considering the fact that the AMM is live. And I know that there's been hiccups. Everyone's been crying about it. But guess what? Those fixes, they'll fix all those problems. It'll be fine. We'll be good. There's going to be hiccups in the road, but we'll be fine. But regardless, when we really look at this, we have a full breakdown of what to expect over the next couple years. So we get a full breakdown of the XRP ledger, Ripple, and XRP itself. Here we have the developer funding, right? So funding has been awarded $13 million plus, countries represented 28 plus, teams awarded globally 120 plus. We have down here Ripple X with the XLS 30 AMM, how it's live. We have the full breakdown of why this was significant in terms of the market making capabilities, the price action, the price discovery, things like that, reduced fees, all of that. We have the AMM issue being spotlighted. And then here we have on the podcast regarding what David Schwartz said about the AMM. These are the benefits that it's going to bring to the XRP ledger. We have always on liquidity. Unlike traditional order books where someone needs to actively participate, the AMM constantly provides liquidity for buying and selling assets. Now, the key word there is assets, because this could be anything that is tokenized. It could be anything of value. Tokenization will require a market. It will require a market maker. It needs liquidity in order for tokenization to thrive. So the question is, what will happen now, considering the fact that the AMM, which is, by the way, this is completely different than the AMM on XLM, on XDC. This is built directly into the DEX, and it offers a ton of these major benefits. So what happens when this is fully fixed, it's operational, it's good, and there's a ton of liquidity flowing through it? Well, we start to see expansion. We start to see major players tapping into it, utilizing it. DeFi functionality is now going to have a massive boost on the XRP ledger. But we also have no smart contract risk. The AMM is a core feature of the ledger, eliminating the potential risk associated with smart contracts. Unified liquidity pool. All liquidity is aggregated within the ledger, making it easier to access compared to fragmented pools and other ecosystems. Leverages XRP ledger strengths. The AMM benefits from the ledger's existing features like fast, cheap, and high throughput transactions, which are crucial for efficient trading and liquidity functions. Again, very big thing to note in terms of those benefits. Now, down here, we also have David also explained how the AMM and order book DEX work together effectively. AMMs offer constant liquidity but aren't the most capital efficient, while order books can be efficient but require user participation. Combining them provides two liquidity sources and allows for smart order routing that optimizes prices. However, it's important to note that single-sided deposits only interact with the AMM, not the order books, and may be limited by available liquidity. So ultimately speaking, the XRP ledger has the order books and also the AMM providing liquidity at all times. This is a game changer, especially around the liquidity opportunity. Now, if we scroll down, right, we also have the Axelar Foundation. So the founder, or the DeFi lead, of the Axelar Foundation sees the AMM as a major turning point for Ripple and the XRP ledger. This integration marks the first interoperability solution connecting XRP ledger to over 60 blockchains. Currently, Axelar supports all major Ethereum virtual machine blockchains like Ethereum, Arbitrum, and Base. They also support all Cosmos IBC chains. Solana integration is also planned for Q2. This integration allows users to seamlessly and securely transfer major assets from any of these chains onto the XRP ledger. Additionally, developers can leverage Axelar's message passing capabilities to send any payload, call contracts, or perform actions across any supported network. In simpler terms, Jason believes this opens doors for a wave of innovative cross-chain applications on the XRP ledger. XRP ledger developers can also transform their existing applications into cross-chain solutions. Imagine possibilities like cross-chain swaps, lending protocols, naming services, and NFT bridging. These are just a few examples. Now, we also have, if these blockchains are like cities, the better the highway that you have and the more interconnected that you are, the more easily liquidity and users will onboard to this chain. And today, the XRP ledger isn't super well connected. So I think when the Axelar connection goes live, you'll see an influx of a ton of users coming on chain to the XRP ledger and hopefully a ton of liquidity that comes with it. Our vision is that we can make the XRP ledger the leading hub for real-world assets and stablecoins, given Ripple's unique advantages with the regulatory clarity and all of the relationships that it's built with financial institutions and enterprises over the years. Now, if we take that into accountability, right? Like, there's going to obviously be a ton of developers coming over to the XRP ledger. There's a lot of things that are attractive for developers, like, for example, liquidity provider incentives, simplified token liquidity, enhanced market efficiency, all that kind of stuff. But the main thing that we're really looking at here is what benefits is this going to provide for tokenization endeavors? Well, now you have that cross-chain interconnectivity, but also you have a massive expansion of liquidity. All of this is crucial for tokenization. The AMM got passed at a significant moment, right? Because it got passed at a time where now tokenization is becoming a big focus point. Everywhere you look, everywhere you turn, tokenization is there. And over here, we know, just back in, I think this was October, but this got posted back in February as well. This is by Good Morning Crypto. We have tokenization is about to revolutionize the XRP ledger, and Ripple CTO David Schwartz unveils the timeline, 12 to 18 months. With a $1.4 quadrillion market, even 1% capture means trillions flowing into XRP. Check this out.
That's one of the many reasons why the XRP ledger is going to be a good place to launch tokenized real-world assets. I think we'll see that in the next year and a half. I'm hoping that we're going to see, as real-world asset tokenization projects grow, I think the XRP ledger is going to be a really good platform for them to launch on. particularly because of the low fees and because of the integration with the DEX, with the proximity to sort of the movement of funds. The ability, if someone's going to buy, what do you want to do with a real world tokenized asset? You want to buy it, you want to sell it, you want to hold it, you want to transfer it. And if you want to buy it and sell it, you want to be able to do that with whatever asset is convenient for you. You don't want to tie, if you tokenize some sort of debt, like you don't want to tie it to US dollars because then that limits access to it to people who have sort of proximity to US dollars. One of the things the XRP ledger is good for is giving you sort of proximity to many different assets, and that exchange is seamlessly built in. So I think that's one of the many reasons why the XRP ledger is going to be a good place to launch tokenized real world assets. I think we'll see that in the next year and a half. That's one of the
year and a half, right? And all of these efficiencies that he's mentioned, like, yeah, this is where tokenization is going to start to really thrive. Now, is it just going to be the XRP ledger? No, but we're talking about a $1.4 quadrillion market, guys. I mean, even 0.5%, it's insane. But this confirms that trillions will flow over these networks, especially these compliant networks and these compliant players. Ripple stands at the forefront of this. I mean, with Medico, they already have major names lined up in terms of tokenization players. The XRP ledger is a breeding ground, essentially, for tokenization to really kind of thrive and really revolutionize the tokenization space. But beyond this, we also have from Bill Morgan, he makes the point that low fees and integration with the XRP ledger's DEX make the XRP ledger attractive for tokenization for real world assets. Remind me, how many layer 1 blockchains have an built-in DEX and low fees? There really isn't any other one. And what's crazier about all of this is now that we have, Axelar Foundation coming over here and having these highways built to all these other networks, guys, this could get very exciting very, very fast. And when we think about this, right, and when we go back to what Brad Chase said, and this is back in September, all of this kind of aligns now. We have tokenization, Liquidity Hub, Cambrian explosion, interoperability. Big shout out to RizXRP for this. This is all based around the Internet of Value. I want you all to understand that. Tokenization is the key thing around the Internet of Value.
What are you most excited about, and what does the marketplace need to be educated about for that to happen?
Yeah, so at Ripple, the thing that brought me here 7 years ago, and I've stayed at the company, is this Internet of Value visions. The idea that you can move value of any type seamlessly around the world and very cheaply, in the same way you can send an email to anyone in the world and not really having a second thought about how much it costs or how long it's going to take to arrive. And what we've seen kind of already is the adoption, and we definitely have crypto assets in the manner that we've been talking about, and ways that people are trying to use them. But there's increasingly tokenized assets, so that's using the same core technology, but bringing other assets that are not native to a blockchain and representing them there. That's a thing like a stablecoin already being adopted in a variety of payments use cases. But then you can think to other tokenized assets like real estate, gaming tokens. And one way to use those things well and kind of enable the Internet of Value is interoperability between these assets. So at Ripple, this is why we have a product like Liquidity Hub, where you need a way to be able to exchange an asset from one type to another. When you have that interoperability layer, value can start flowing freely. And so the same way that you saw this Cambrian explosion of the internet, enabling new types of business, new types of capabilities, we'll see the same thing here. Education is certainly key as part of that. I'd say, same way that you had to educate yourself on the internet, IP protocol, HTML, and all these things, there's a similar education that will happen here, to the point where nobody asks if you're an internet company anymore. Everyone is an internet company. I see a similar thing happening within finance, probably outside too, where are you a blockchain company? No, it's like that'll be part of your strategy. So certainly learning these technologies, learning how they work together is a key part of the adoption. But I think that's the exciting thing here. When you have this technology that's shown the promise, and now you've kind of taken the kind of rough edges of the first version, where now we're building products like Liquidity Hub, where enterprises can lean in and adopt this. I'm excited to see how different companies and industries and spaces really, use it to make a mark and improve the experience for their customers.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's a great note to end on. Thanks so much.
Now, obviously, the big focus here is interoperability. Even with the Liquidity Hub, you have the opportunity of interoperability. Now, I saw a lot of people saying like, oh, well, the Liquidity Hub doesn't include XRP. Guys, the Liquidity Hub doesn't include XRP, and it didn't in the past because of clarity. there's nothing stopping them from having XRP in that liquidity hub. I personally see XRP being added to that liquidity hub at some point in time in the future. But even outside of the liquidity hub, you have all of these things under one umbrella. Even with Medico, right? Medico is a crucial piece to the puzzle as well because it's custody services. But this is all based around building the Internet of Value and bringing trillions and trillions into the XRP ledger. The full focus is the ledger, the underlying tech stack that, Ripple's tapped in with. But you also have tokenization. There will be countless ways to tokenize assets on a wide variety of platforms and protocols. Big shout out to Crypto Area for this. Ripple is an infrastructure option with some differentiation with users to plug into additional tools like Liquidity Hub, Custody, the XRP Ledger DEX, trust lines, fast, low-cost settlement, and soon an AMM and so on. Like, think about all of that. Like, when you really think about all of this, what other infrastructure layer has that? There's nothing close to it. But listen closely.
Last question here, and then we're going to wrap things up. And this is probably more for Brad. How can Ripple's infrastructure enhance the efficiency and scalability of asset tokenization, especially for global assets like real estate, art, and equity?
Yeah, so Ripple, you can think of two parts of Ripple. So one is the enterprise solutions that we bring to customers today, which again is cross-border payments capability that leverages blockchain for efficiency and on-demand value transfer across borders. Liquidity Hub that enables you to tap in and as a business buy, sell, and hold digital assets. And then we've actually recently, as a company, acquired Medico, which is a custody provider. So some of those elements that I shared earlier about liquidity, custody, cross-border payments, those are things that Ripple's infrastructure enables. We don't specifically have the solution that's the real estate solution or the art solution or specific types of tokenized assets. But we believe that those core technology capabilities like Liquidity Hub to be able to kind of manage, trading these funds or, in the future, different tokenized assets against crypto, the on and off ramps that come from our payments business. But then coming at it from the other side, Ripple also contributes to open source, particularly XRP Ledger, which has kind of native capabilities for NFTs. Since the beginning of the XRP Ledger over a decade ago, it's had the ability to issue and manage tokens and trust lines that enable how they can be transacted with other parties on the system. And so, I think the way Ripple, our strategy is about to have, enterprise offerings in these core primitives that lets you interact with these capabilities. But for maybe a business or specific use case, you would be leveraging either XRP Ledger or other blockchain technologies that would then plug back into our kind of more standardized enterprise infrastructure.
And the key thing to really kind of note with all of this is infrastructure. Like, this is the infrastructure for the Internet of Value, essentially. And that's the number one thing that I really kind of try to get across when I talk about Ripple and XRP. And I get it, right? Like, we don't want to sit here waiting 10 years to make any gains. We don't want to do that. Now, with XRP, I seriously think that this is going to be, like, right now, the best way that I could put it is that we're kind of in the beginning stages of like the .com bubble, right? Where we still have meme coins going crazy, which are the equivalent of like the $1 billion, backyard shed companies that had $1 billion valuation, but it was just a shed in their backyard. There was nothing to it. It's very similar to meme coins, right? So we have to wait to get past that last step, which is regulations, the wipeout from regulations. And then what you'll see is like the Amazon, the Apple, the Microsoft, the Google companies rise. And it's not just like companies, it's actually technology. And I look at the XRP ledger and I look at XRP as a crucial technology stack. You could say whatever you want about XRP. You could say, oh, the performance sucks. You could say, that, oh, the price action sucks. It hasn't made a new all-time high since this. But we're all stuck in this sort of thought process of, oh, this is a crypto market. We only go by cycles. The cycles are reliant on, efficient technologies, and they all think about the technology tied to price action. They're like, oh, well, if the price action is very good, that means the technology is very good, right? But that couldn't be any further from the truth. Also remember, right, that the only reason why there's cycles in crypto is because of liquidity cycles outside of crypto. That's the only reason why we actually have cycles. But the number one thing to focus on here is what happens when we break that chain. We break away from liquidity cycles. We break away from the bull and bear cycles, and we're now in a utility cycle. And that utility cycle will completely overshadow any bull or bear market ever. Why? Because for the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 years, you're going to just see upward price action because you're going to see increased adoption, increased use, increased value moving over the network. That's what we're here for. That's what we're waiting for. We're investing into the fundamental pieces of the future. But like I said in the beginning of the video, no, you don't have to hodl your way back down to the starting point. Make sure you're taking profits when the profits are there. Make sure that you're paying yourselves for being in the space. I could not stress that enough. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.